Public speaking. I'm sure most of you are freaking out just hearing those two words. Dear fellow citizens of the world, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Nick. I'm a career and performance coach. And on this channel, we talk about career, mindset, and personal growth. Today, I'd like to show you that becoming a public speaker is much easier than you think. Okay, in a previous video, I talked about why introverts need public speaking, and I gave you my method to make it work for you. And the reason I did that is because as an introvert, it's never been easy for me to be on camera, to record myself and to show myself to the world. But a few months ago, I decided to get on YouTube because I wanted to challenge myself, but I really thought this experience would be fun at the same time, and it actually is. And I want to give you some numbers for you to get a perspective of what I've been accomplishing so far. And that's something that you probably can do too. So I've been recording videos on YouTube for the past 18 weeks. Out of those 18 weeks, I completed 15 and skipped 3 weeks. So now let me share with you the 5 lessons that I learned shooting 30 videos in the past 4 months. Number 1, the process gets easier, but it doesn't mean it's simple. You see, I record weekly every Thursday mornings 2 videos at once. And the first 5 minutes usually are crucial. They decide what kind of energy, posture, body language I'm going to convey during the shooting. And if I don't overcome those 5 minutes, it kind of makes or breaks the rest of the session, because I can easily feel that I can stop and give up at that moment. Once I'm comfortable, then I start talking. I kind of trip on a few words, few sentences, but it's cool. I make fun of myself. It's all right. Because since I do it weekly, it kind of becomes a routine. And when you go through a routine, usually you remove the emotional aspect of things. If you're not motivated, if you feel down, if you feel tired, technically you know what you're supposed to do. And thus, you don't even think too much about your own well-being. You know you got to complete this task, and that's what I do every Thursday. Now, number 2, I don't even feel self-conscious about how I come across on camera anymore. Again, the first 5 videos were difficult to watch because you and me are not used to watching ourselves on pictures, on cameras, listening to our own voice. But after 5 videos, I grew more comfortable and more confident doing it, just because I care more about what I'm talking about and how it can impact you and how you can benefit from these videos. So at some point, you figure that your ego has nothing to do with the whole process. It doesn't mean that I don't want to improve anything, but at least I'm comfortable shooting, looking at myself, and focusing more on the structure and content. And that's something you should think about too when you are supposed to speak in public. Now, the few times I skipped 1 week, obviously, when I got back to it the week after, I had been off recording for 2 weeks. And that was that harder to get back into the process. Just because when you stop doing something that you do regularly, getting back to it is hard. But again, because I've been doing it more and more, even though the beginning will feel hard, I still get back to it just because I have a system now. And I know weekly what I'm supposed to do on which day. And I talk about that in a previous video. That really helps structure the way I'm supposed to do things. Number 4, the thing that always fascinated me when I was watching YouTube is I felt there was so many people from different backgrounds, different education, different personality traits, and they were making it on YouTube. Not considering the amounts of viewers or subscribers, but just they were there. They showed up, they were filming themselves, they were sharing something with the world. And for me, I realized that, well, if so many people can do it, why can't I just try and see if it works for me? And so this confirms the idea that if others can do it, so can I. And definitely, so can you. So when you think public speaking is so hard, look at everybody around you. You might see some very confident people that obviously you would assume are good at public speaking, but you also see some people that you would never expect to be speaking in public and sharing their ideas. If they can do it, why not you? And number 5, you need to remember the real reason why you want or need to do public speaking. Again, comes down to your why. And for me, the idea was to test my resilience. And so now after 18 weeks, I can see that I'm more resilient than before. I'm more dedicated because I show up almost every week. And I enjoy the process, which was the goal: resilience and fun. What is your reason? Why are you trying to speak in public? Are you trying to raise funds for a cause that is dear to your heart? Are you trying to share ideas about your vision of the world? Are you trying to share an important message about yourself? See, Beyond the fear of public speaking, there is always an underlying reason of why we do or don't do it. So remember, what is it that you try to get out of public speaking, and why do you want to put yourself in a situation where other people will listen to you? Now, what are the 3 takeaways from today's video? Number 1, there is no fate for anything. You can just try out and see if things work for you or not. Nobody was born being a public speaker, so you can only learn it, experiment, and see if you feel right about it, and have fun with it. Number 2, which is for me the essence of this channel, seek progress, not perfection. Remember, see life as a game, and you just play with it, experiment, and see what works, what doesn't. And at the end of the day, you could care a lot about the outcome, but most of the time, it's more the process that is rewarding rather than the outcome. And number 3, which is extremely important to me, find your own communication style. You can get inspired by other people around you, but don't try to sound or look or act like them. Rather, be your own self, be authentic. You would never be able to mimic somebody 100%. And if you did, you would come across as very phony and fake. So find your own style, develop it, sharpen it, and embrace it fully. Now, think about one way you could express your ideas in public, whether it be to your friends, colleagues, family. Make it happen this month and get back to me with the results of your experiments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss 2 new videos each week about career, mindset, or personal growth, subscribe to the channel right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in our next video.